Chapter 39. Lily stood in the middle of the noisy hall, wanting to scream hysterically to vent her anger, but her throat was choked with bitter misery. She could only watch Serafina leave. Serafina's ambiguous words before leaving still lingered in her mind. "Tell me, why did Hannah raise the price with you?" "Why raise the price?" Lily was now so angry and desperate that she lost her mind. Of course she could only think one-sidedly. She stood there alone, her anger almost exploding. Hannah? Last time she caused her to be humiliated by Emily, she had to endure. This time she continued to plot against her? Lily also knew that Hannah didn't like her and William together, but she couldn't use such a vicious and low-class trick to harm her. Lily turned her head around and saw Hannah walking towards the bathroom, so she immediately chased after her. But at that moment, a few staff members ran up, smiling and asking her if she had time to discuss the purchase procedure. Lily bit her lips until they turned white, and finally cowardly said, "Excuse me, I want to ask, if I don't buy this land, how much deposit do I have to pay?" The staff members were speechless. The deposit was more than 10 million, but it was nothing compared to the auction price. They didn't even bother to pay attention to the other guests around them. Their sharp mouths like knives angrily scolded them on the spot. "Really? If you don't have money, don't show off. You're the mistress of the Ashford family, but you've done something like this." "What Ashford lady? She's just the daughter of a concubine. She's really as thick-skinned as a chopping board." "Humph, our country should learn from France. If you don't buy after the auction, you'll be thrown into jail." The staff member's voice was quite loud. The attention of all the guests who hadn't finished talking around was focused on Lily, their faces showing obvious disdain. "I was just asking, I didn't say I didn't buy." Lily's face was as red as wine. She ran straight, but even after running far away, she could still hear the increasingly angry curses from the people behind her. The story of her being beaten by Emily a few days ago had already spread loudly. Now that she had done this, her previous image had been completely ruined. What was even more miserable was that, regardless of spending more than 10 million in deposit or spending money to buy this piece of land, she still caused the Ashford family to lose a huge amount of money. If she had known, she would have obediently bought the pieces earlier. Why did she have to fight with Serafina over personal feelings? Serafina was so hateful, and Hannah too. Lily pushed open the bathroom door and saw Hannah standing in front of the mirror, reapplying her makeup. Hannah was a little surprised when she saw her aggressively entering. She didn't expect that Lily, who had always been gentle and lovely, could have such an angry expression. Thinking about Vivian's appearance today, she couldn't help but sigh. Why did these two Ashford sisters suddenly turn into such dark images? When her brother wasn't around, Hannah had never been polite to Lily, so of course she would smile happily at her pain. "I saw you change your mind and not buy it anymore. Lily, you really dared to do something so embarrassing. My understanding of you has increased by another level." "Hannah Kensington." Lily quickly walked in front of her, grabbed her and pulled her back. "Are you trying to compete with me on purpose? You know that the government is going to build low-cost apartments on that land, so you're trying to raise the price with me on purpose, right?" Hannah was pulled by her. She was about to get angry, but when she heard these words, she was also shocked. Why did this news suddenly appear? Didn't Vivian say that it was the result of Serafina's research? Hannah was shocked, then suddenly remembered, from beginning to end, Serafina only raised the board once. She had no intention of actually raising the board. "It wasn't me, we were fooled by Serafina and Vivian." Hannah narrowed her eyes, smiled coldly. "It was Vivian who told me that Serafina was eyeing this land, so I fought for it. That said, you also have this reason." She fiercely clenched her fist, and sneered, "However, I'm still different from you. I still have some sense. I know that buying land at that price is crazy, but you're really crazy." Lily heard this, and swayed as if she was about to fall. But why did Vivian suddenly have such a scheme? Vivian could guess that she wouldn't believe her words, so she told her Serafina's true goal. But Lily didn't know, the one with the scheme wasn't Vivian, but Serafina. Serafina liked Zone 1, and said that Zone 1 was the most ruined, and Zone 2 was the best. Vivian wanted to harm Lily, so she said that Zone 1 was the best, and Zone 2 was the most ruined, but Lily was paranoid, and of course she didn't believe Vivian, thinking that Zone 1 was the most ruined, and Zone 2 was the best. As a result, she just happened to fall into a trap. Lily saw Hannah happily laughing at her pain, and her heart was filled with resentment, her face twisted in sarcasm. Do you think you're really lucky? Serafina targeted Zone 1, which is the piece Harrison bought. The man you like has been led around by her obediently, and is willing to take her to crowded places. What do you have to be proud of? Hannah's face immediately changed. Lily's words were both vicious and evil, and they hit a sore spot in her heart. Even she saw it very clearly, unable to deceive herself, she could only twist her fingers, viciously sneering. It's still better than you. You and your cheap mother were beaten and scolded by Emily, losing all face a long time ago. Today, you're playing this way at the auction. I will definitely spread your reputation everywhere. You're mocking me, you might as well take care of yourself. In this circle, no man needs a woman who has lost all face like you. Lily was so angry that her neck was red, but she was still full of fighting spirit, proudly mocking. It's okay, your brother needs me. This was the part that Hannah found the hardest to forgive. She immediately flew into a rage. You're shameless. My brother would never want a lowly girl like you. Lily trembled, but instead smiled even more crookedly at Hannah's anger. Ah, I'm lowly? But I have a way to make your brother fall head over heels for me. If Emily hits me, he'll pity me. What happened today, he'll blame you for harming me. As for our quarrel, if you tell him, who will believe it? That's right, who will believe it? Lily will forever be the gentle, weak little dove that people love in front of William. Even if she tells her brother, he won't believe it. Hannah was furious, her eyes were red, the vile woman in front of her was smiling wickedly. What a smug little person. Hannah raised her hand and slapped Lily on the face. Lily's cheeks burned with pain. A second later she angrily fought back. Her slap almost made Hannah fall flat on her face. Hannah had never been beaten before in her life, and immediately became speechless. Lily, you dare to hit me? Don't even think about stepping foot in my house in this life. I absolutely won't allow it. Who saw me hit you? Lily's eyes were sinister, interrupting her. Even if you told your brother I hit you, he wouldn't believe it. Hannah just wanted to kill her right away, but after all, she wasn't Emily. Her upbringing from a young age didn't allow her to fight with Lily. She could only grit her teeth in shame and anger, saying, You just wait. If I let you go, I won't have the surname Kensington anymore. With that, she ran out of the bathroom. Hannah's face was as heavy as lead and she hurried down to the parking lot. The anger in her body had not yet subsided when she bumped into Vivian. Vivian saw her covering her face, her anger soaring, and she guessed that it was not something good, so she deliberately provoked her. Someone hit you? Hannah's eyes were as sharp as a knife. You still have no shame in appearing in front of me? You and Serafina colluded to trick me into buying that piece of land, right? Luckily Lily treated money like trash, otherwise I would have been harmed by you. It seems that you said you were allying with me to deal with Lily just to dispel my suspicion of you. I didn't expect you to be so cunning and dirty, even scheming against me. Vivian was confused. What did you say? Still pretending. Hannah roared. The government is about to build cheap apartments on Zone 2. That piece of dilapidated land has Serafina's eye on it? Vivian's body went cold. You mean the piece of land Serafina is eyeing is not this piece? She stammered, not understanding clearly, but then suddenly realized, but the piece that Harrison bought? Hannah saw that her astonishment was not fake. After thinking for a while she suddenly came to her senses. She couldn't help but laugh at her. Looks like you were also fooled by Serafina. Wow, best friend? She also sees you as a tool. Tisk. Hannah shook her head with a smile. I even asked you to help me deal with Serafina, but she doesn't seem to consider you a best friend. Her thinking and yours are clearly not on the same level. You don't have the ability. Vivian's face turned pale, her heart ached as if it had been pinched. Since when had Serafina been on guard against her? Hannah looked at her meaningfully for a moment, rolled her eyes and smiled discreetly. It seems that our opponents are both Lily and Serafina. If you want to cooperate in the future, remember to find me. The agreement we made before is still valid. Hannah walked out, took a step and turned back to look at her. Compared to Lily, I still hope my brother likes you more. This is true. Vivian did not reply, just quietly opened the car door. Now she could be considered to have understood a phrase. Powerless. She really wanted to take revenge on Lily, really wanted to take back the Ashford family, but she had never planned to harm anyone. Everything was very difficult, she had to start from the beginning. But Serafina could completely transform, why couldn't she? She was about to get on the car when she saw Harrison and Serafina not far away, about to get on the same car. There were some things she couldn't help but ask clearly. Serafina, she called out. Serafina turned her head to look at Vivian, then said something to Harrison. Harrison got on the car first. Serafina slowly walked over. When she was 2 or 3 meters away from her, she stopped. This was a polite distance between the two, very far, never intimate. Vivian calmly looked at Serafina. Serafina slightly curled her lips, her smile faint, her fair face was both relaxed and casual, revealing a bit of cleverness and confidence in holding everything in her hands that Vivian had never seen before. Vivian discovered that this kind of woman had a very flexible beauty, and this beautiful Serafina made her feel strange. She smiled faintly at Vivian, looking down at the person below with a serious expression. Vivian's heart suddenly sank, suddenly understanding that Serafina had really trapped her, and moreover, she had no shame in her conscience, no guilt at all. Vivian had reaped a lot of things today. She discovered many things that she normally wouldn't have seen with her eyes wide open. William is gentle and caring on the outside, but he likes her best friend. Lily is kind and weak on the outside, but she has a scandal with her boyfriend. Moreover, she also saw Lily's true face for the first time, so fierce that it makes people afraid. As for Serafina, Vivian sometimes feels that she is very good, but she is not good, sometimes feels that she is very evil, but she is not bad either. She can't see Serafina clearly, but she has determined that her best friend Serafina is actually a very attractive girl, not only beautiful on the outside, but also has an aura from the inside out, perhaps that is charm. At this moment, even she admires her intelligence, her toughness, her freedom, her perseverance. Vivian stopped her thoughts, looked at Serafina standing a few meters across from her, and finally asked, "Actually, you were satisfied with Zone 1 from the beginning, you knew from the beginning that Zone 2 had problems, right?" "That's right." Serafina tilted her head, answering very calmly. Vivian didn't know why she was exposed but still so calm. "Then why did you tell me the opposite news?" "Can't you guess?" Serafina raised her eyebrows. "It's very simple, I just don't believe you." Vivian choked, both embarrassed and annoyed. Serafina's direct answer made her momentarily unable to bear it. "I know you want Lily to take the loss, but I don't believe in your ability." "Sure enough, you told Lily my opinion, but unfortunately she didn't believe you, and instead went the opposite way. Luckily I told you from the beginning, it's just the other way around." Vivian's lips were pale. "That's right, Lily didn't fall for her trick, luckily Serafina still had another plan." Serafina continued to speak lightly. "On the other hand, I know you still want to take William back, so I don't trust your loyalty." "Sure enough, you told Hannah my opinion." Serafina's shoulders drooped. "I don't trust you, of course I have to say the opposite." "Serafina, why are you taking advantage of me?" "We're not." Vivian had no strength to breathe, the two words "best friend" no longer came out of her mouth. Serafina's eyes darkened. "Take advantage? I told you to trap Lily and inform Hannah?" Vivian turned her face away, not looking at her. "That's right, Serafina didn't tell her to do it, Serafina just guessed her intention to take advantage of the opportunity." Serafina smiled faintly. "I'm just being cautious of you, now the one you betrayed is me." "Oh no, you had betrayed me." Vivian had nothing more to refute, and after a long while, she said, "Sorry, I really need Hannah's help, I really want to overthrow Lily." "I know." Serafina's tone was very relaxed, "so I don't blame you." Vivian's eyes suddenly flashed, but Serafina hadn't finished speaking yet. "However, don't say we're best friends anymore, okay?" Serafina calmly looked at her, her eyes gloomy. "From the beginning to the end, everything you did to me was not something a best friend should do." Vivian's beautiful face stiffened, and she was stunned for a moment, then asked, "So we are not friends nor enemies?" Vivian breathed a sigh of relief, suddenly remembering Hannah's words, and added another sentence. If we have common interests in the future, can we cooperate? Of course we can. She replied lightly. Vivian nodded, still doubtful. Why could Serafina accept such generosity? I'll go first. Serafina turned around and walked a few steps, suddenly remembering something, turned back, and held out her hand to Vivian. According to the agreement, give me the video. But Vivian hesitated, and said softly, I changed my mind, I want to find another way to save my family. So? Serafina interrupted her, her tone suddenly turning cold. If you dare to bet, then dare to accept. Also, you don't want to be my opponent. Vivian gritted her teeth, and threw the phone into her palm. Serafina took it and sent the video to her phone. Waiting for her to get in the car, Harrison said, let's go eat together. She didn't think about it, smiling apologetically. Next time, I have a date with a classmate today. Okay. He nodded in agreement, his eyes probing, going to an event and still having a date with a friend. It was clearly unreasonable. She was embarrassed. Were you a police officer? Why are you questioning me? Oh, because my friend is also busy, only now do you have time. He gave a vague yes sound, seeming to have accepted this reason for refusal. She breathed a sigh of relief, but a second later, he calmly asked, then when is the next time? Let's make a date. To avoid you being busy again. His tone was normal, but there was clearly a hint of teasing. She couldn't calm down. Didn't he see that she didn't want to go out to eat with him? She forced a laugh twice. I have to write a script for Emma recently, I'm very busy, we'll think about it later. He looked at her eyes that kept avoiding and avoiding. After a long time, he smiled, not saying anything. The two of them were silent all the way. She felt that his answer, not familiar with other people, sobered her up. She shouldn't play his ambiguous game. After all, she didn't have the energy to spare right now. Moreover, she was certain that she couldn't compete with him. At that time the one who would be harmed would be herself. Since that was the case, it was better to draw a clear line. She returned to the dormitory to take off her jewelry and change her clothes. Just as she was about to go to the cafeteria, her cell phone rang. It was Theodore. Hello, Serafina, let's go eat. I'll treat you. She smiled comfortably, deliberately teasing. This whole week, I've been asking about your situation. You've never taken the initiative to call me. Why are you so nice today? Theodore on the other end heard this, obviously very dissatisfied, and even made excuses. Who told you that every time I wanted to call you, you'd call first? Telepathy is really terrible. She laughed out loud. All right, where are you? This is the west gate of your school. Do you want to eat anything? Today, Theodore was surprisingly thoughtful and obedient. Mexican barbecue. She shouldered her bag and walked out of the dormitory. It's been a long time since I've had meat. Grill it and wait for me. She was feeling comfortable and happy all the way, walking to the barbecue restaurant, going upstairs and pushing the door open to enter, only to see the white rabbit Theodore smiling at her. Beside him was a handsome, aloof and indifferent person. Harrison Lancaster. She really wanted to slam the door and go out, but the barbecue on the table was sizzling, as if inviting eat me, very tempting. The standard of a glutton is, never make things difficult for food.